Hello everyone and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 gameplay cast by me, Thendis32. Now, before we get into this game, this is game number 2 of a best of 3, so if you did not watch game number 1, get out, watch it right now. You missed a lot of good fights. Alright, this is your last chance before I spoil it for you. After I do my OBS check, since it seems appropriate. Alright. Game number 1, WFZ won. He won the game awesomely. He had more expansions and he had the bigger army. Both players had some awesome micro and we saw some awesome fights, and I expect the same thing from game number 2. Alright, so let's introduce our players. Spawning as the purple undead, it is 120. And his opponent, spawning as the red undead, he won the first game. He's feeling pretty confident. It's WFZ. Undead versus undead here on Last Refuge. Alright, and it looks like WFC is going to open up for a early hero ghoul build, or the Ted build. I feel like it's going to be the Ted build. It depends if he puts the shop down and scouts. It is. Alright, so Ted's going to go for the Ted Fiend build, which allows him to harass with his Death Knight. It could have been a Lich. Allows him to harass with that, get an earlier tag off. It does mean he'll be more easily hit with any kind of rushes, but it depends how it pays off. Meanwhile, it looks like 120 is going to open up the standard Fiend build with a delayed hero. It's a pretty solid build, good in most matchups. Not the greatest versus Elf, but and undead versus undead, it's pretty viable. Acolyte Scout going to be sent out first by WFC. With the Ted Fiend build, you do also get the early scout off. Ooh. Oh. What'd that poor wabbit do to you? Nah, it's going to use that rabbit to get some skeletons with this Rod of Necromancy. It's also a Death Knight coming in from 120, so no Lich first so far. We didn't see any Lich first last game. It's a common thing to see in Undead Mirror, but it's not like, how do I say, it's not necessary. Like, it doesn't have to happen. Like how you play against Orcus Night Elf, where you pretty much should get Demon Hunter, Beastmaster, Tinker. I mean, especially if you're going for Talons, but in Undead Mirror, there's loads of possibilities for heroes. It's usually smart to get one that's undead, though. So if you get like a Fire Lord, he'll probably get nuked. Meanwhile, WFC deciding not to harass with the Death Knight. He's going to creep out this green troll camp instead. Going to get a Wand of Illusion for his troubles. And 120 is pulling back these goblin shop camps. So he's feeling a bit aggressive with his creeping. He's going to have some skeletons, his second Fiend, and he's probably going to save up in tech. Some players get a third Fiend before they tech. It really depends on the player. Meanwhile, with the Ted Fiend build that WFC did, he gets an earlier tech, and he's going to start pumping out Crypt Fiends. So he will be ahead on tech when he gets to tier 2, getting another Wand of Illusion. He could have like an army of Death Knights if he wanted to. Oh, hold on. I know I'm not supposed to pause, but I love saying my catchphrase. All right. Looks like we got a creep jack. Sorta. 120's running away, but I still love saying it. I just love it. I love saying my. If you don't know what a creep jack is, it's basically you're creeping and then the opponent pops up out of nowhere. That's a creep jack, and I just love saying it. Meanwhile, WFC gonna use the Wand of Illusion to take some hits, and it looks like he is going to creep out his Goblin Merchant camp. Meanwhile, 120's deciding to stay away from that and creep out this green spot. Now start his tech to tier 2. Meanwhile, WFC's a little over halfway, so gonna have to see how that plays out. Ooh, his Death Knight's very low in health. Ooh, be careful. Ooh, he might have got a little too greedy with that creep camp. The Fiend and the Death Knight manages to escape. Meanwhile, 120's continuing to creep. Looks like he's going to creep the Null Overseer creep camp. One skeleton getting caught up by a well-placed Nerubian tower. Circle of Nobility, good item. If you're a Blade Master, probably most likely going to get switched to the Lich. Because with the Lich's Orb of Corruption, to circle it wouldn't be too bad. And WFC gets one as well. Do they have the same items? No, Greater Mana Pot. That's going to be very useful in a fight. And it looks like 120 is going to want to put on some pressure here. Luckily for WFC, he is nearby. His Death Knight's a little low in health, so he's going to want to be careful. Unless 120's Death Knight gets suicidal. Yee. Nerubian Tower slowing up the Death Knight. Oh, both these Death Knights are so close. Is he going to let the Death Knight die or TP? 120's going to TP away. Are his Fiends close enough? That one doesn't look... Okay. Sometimes I have trouble telling the TP distance. Alright. Any Acolytes get killed? 3, 4, 5. Alright, so no Acolyte kills, so good defense from WFC. Blew a 350 gold town portal. It's not the greatest thing to be losing. And it looks like 120 is going to creep out this shop, tech up straight to tier 3. No second hero yet. No slaughterhouse. Meanwhile, WFZ is halfway to tier 3. He's going to get a Fiend. He's got his slaughterhouse on the way. And is his Lich already out? No. Where's your Lich? There's the Lich. So, Lich will be the second hero choice for WFC, and a Lich for 120 as well. So far so good.
Player's forces are under attack.
Keeping the Death Knight on the Plague for a little bit so he can regen his health quicker. That plus the Unholy Aura, that's a lot of health regeneration. Skeletal Minion getting caught up by Nerubian Tower. Shouldn't get any Acolyte kills. Keyword, shouldn't. Meanwhile, both players just creeping away. There's quite a bit of creep camps on this map. Good Skeletal Warrior placement. Does see that there's no expansion here, but if there was an expansion, he would have got the information he needed. 120 doing a good job at keeping skeletal minions from causing havoc here. But with good micro from WFC, no Acolytes should go down, and he shouldn't lose too much gold mining. Alright, WFC is at tier 3. Lich has Orb of Corruption and the Circlet. What did I tell you? As for 120, looks like he's going to solo creep with the Lich. Lich does not have an Orb of Corruption, as he's almost at tier 3, but not there yet. Lich getting storm bolted to the face. I'm going to keep creeping. Wand of Illusion from WFC does see this. WFC should know that that is a... Oh, he's stealing this creep camp. Ooh, that's ballsy. Oh, that's really ballsy. Oh, I think I'm going to be able to say it again. Looks like we got a creep jack. That Lich running straight into a world of pain. I try not to be too loud. If I am too loud, write in the comments below. But I'm kind of talking louder because I turn the game volume up more than I usually do. That way you guys can hear all the cool fighting noises. Oh, come on. There you go. So, not exactly a creep jack on either of these times, but I still set it, so it's still a creep jack. 120 hanging around at his base. He's not sure how close WFC is, but we all know, since we get to see, WFC's backing off. 120 just finds this. Also, what I missed was a Dark Rangers, the third hero choice for WFC, and the same for 120. Both players love their silences. Still can't tell if the players have the Destroyer upgrade. 120 just got the tier 2, so I don't think he did. WFC might have gotten it. Not sure. He is getting abominations a little bit earlier than you're used to seeing. Usually you see him just a little bit later. Oh, now we gotta have it. Now I gotta say it with pride. WFC pulls back the red creep camp. Will he get the super duper item? 120 does see that the creeps are already pretty upset. Oh, so he's gonna creep out this spot? What's he doing? He just let him get the item. A Legion Doom Horn. Not whom. Not the greatest item. Immediately gets sold as the Death Knight already has Unholy Aura, but if it was any other race, that would have been a freaking godly item. Alright, WFC's Wand of Illusion does scout this. He does know 120's nearby. Still no expansion out of either player. Alright, there's the Temple of the Damned for WFC. And is there one on the way for 120? I'm sorry for coughing. Alright, 120's gonna try this red creep camp. WFC is hanging around though. And now he can say it looks like we got a creep jack. Oh no, why are you running away? Oh no, he's gonna fight it. Now we got a creep jack, folks. Who's gonna get the red item? WFC gets a kill. It's another Legion Doomhorn. Bad luck. Bad luck from WFC. But looks like we're gonna have a fight here. Three-way fight. Both the undead and the creeps here. This is gonna be intense. Alright, Nova's going down. I believe that was WFC's Nova. And it looks like WFC's gonna back off. Wow. He gets a Legion Doomhorn from both of the camps. That's some pretty bad luck. I guess that means a lot of extra gold, but still pretty bad luck. Alright. Banshee add-up training coming in, so it looks like he is going to get some Banshees. 120 is on the heel of WFC's army here. Might get an Obsidian statue. Huh? Huh? Well, 120, it looks like he wants to put some pressure on WFC, and I think that's exactly what he's going to do. Ooh, Death Knight running into a world of pain. Does get Nova'd. Alright. Does safely make it back to his base. Lost a good chunk of his health, though. And that will affect him if a fight should happen. Meanwhile, skeletons chasing each other. Having a nice little dance. Oh, WFC pulling back the creeps here. Not sure who pulled the creeps. I just saw his fiends attack it. Oh! Whose Nova was that? I couldn't tell whose Nova it was. Whoever got the experience. 120's doing a good job at oh, nice fiend save. 120's doing a good job at keeping WFC contained in his base. Alright. Undead Nuke, Ank of Reincarnation, not a bad item. Rune Bracers aren't a bad item either. Makes those Novas just a little bit weaker. Why are you pinging? And it looks like WFC is going to attack an expansion that we know is not there, but he does not know that. Neither player is getting a shade this game. Oh, well, he got the sacrificial pet. Does he have a shade? Gotta look for a purple thing. We do have Banshees coming in for WFC. There's the shade. Alright, 120 has a shade. Sees that there's no expansion here. And we're starting to get to that point in the game where we're running low in creep camps, which means we're gonna see some fights. We're gonna see some fighty fights. Alright, Skeletal Warrior. As pointless as this seems, it does give him some good scouting information. He just saw the Temple of the Damned, so he does know that Banshees are gonna come in there. That anti-magic shell is going to be pretty nice versus the Novas coming out of the Lich. Meanwhile, 120 also has a Temple of the Damned. Don't see any Banshees, though. Oh, his Death Knight! So gonna pull back here, and it looks like WFC has 120 cornered. There's nowhere to run here. Is he gonna take the fight? I think he will. Silence going down by WFC. Nova going down on 120's Dark Ranger. Oh, this is close. Silence going down from 120. Coil going down on 120's Dark Ranger. WFC's Death Knights He's a little low in health. And it looks like he's getting focused too. Oh. Does use Death Pact. Whoa, I actually didn't expect that. Anti-magic shell going down on a lot of units here for WFZ. And 120's cornered and it looks like he's going to TP out. Ooh, WFC's Death Knight barely making it out with around 150 health. Yeah, Vampiric Aura is not the greatest for the undead army. Still no Banshees. There's the Mastered training. Whoa!
A player's forces are under attack.
Are we gonna see possessions? Okay, so here's what I think might happen. 120's gonna steal some of WFC's units, and I think it's gonna be freaking awesome. Does WFC have the mastery training? Oh, he does. Ooh! You know what this means? We might have a possession off. See who can steal the most units. Alright, anti-magic shells going down on a lot of these units, so that does mean WFC is getting ready for a fight here. Nice placed shade by 120, does see all this happening. No shade from WFC. That does give him a lack in information. Sorry. Alright, anti-magic shells on pretty much most of that army, and it looks like WFC's going in. Can't wait too long, as it doesn't last too long.
Forces are under attack.
Alright, 120 trying to finish up the red spot. Does have a TP, so he can come back to defend this. WFC gonna try to pick off the crypt, and I think he might get it. Alright, TP coming in for 120. Where's he gonna land? He's gonna land up top here. He's gonna try to sandwich WFC a little here. Nova going down on the Banshees. One Banshee goes down. Silence being used by 120's Dark Ranger. 120 doesn't have these anti-magic shells. These Frost Novas are practically useless. Abominations are going down though. I can't tell who's winning this fight. WFC's Lich is gonna have to use an invulnerability pot. Other coils being used by both the Death Knights. Frost Nova's going down on 120's Fiends. Destroyer's being pulled by 120. And it looks like WFC's gonna TP out. Ooh. Now, if we saw any possessions, I couldn't tell you because, yeah, they're both undead. So, I can't really tell you if anything was stolen. Behind all this, though, WFC did expand. I missed that during all the chaos. Destroyers. Are they going to try to snipe off some acolytes? I think they are. Alright. Wow, the mastery training was cancelled. Huh. Wonder why I did that. Alright. The Destroyers gonna try to pick off an acolyte? No, they're going for the ghouls. They still got mana on them. They do quite a bit of damage versus the heavy armored ghouls. Alright, does take off 2 ghouls. That's gonna hurt the wood income for WFC for a little bit.
A player's forces are under
and it looks like they're backing off. Now, I can't tell you if these fiends have web. I'm assuming they have web. Because, you know, it's freaking WFC. Oh, is he gonna burrow him too? Is he gonna have some sneaky fiends? I'd love some sneaky fiends. Please burrow him. Be like some freaking army stuff. 120's also gonna get his own expansion here. And the destroyers are being called back with the army, so sadly, no more snipe offs. I wanted to see how well these fiends would have done. Now the shade does show that 120 knows about this expansion. He also knows that WFC is puppy guarding a little, which is what you gotta do. He needs that income, as the main gold mines are starting to run a little bit low here. Alright, good Wand of Illusion out of WFC. Wastes a Nova and shows that 120's nearby. Looks like we're gonna have an engagement. Both armies have anti-magic shells on them, which I'm wondering why you could still coil. Oh, damage spells. Ooh. Alright, Nova's going down. Level 4 on 120's Lich. Coil saving his destroyer. Alright, Nova going down the Banshees. Oh, WFC's Lich. Oh, you gotta be careful. Banshee's going down. More Banshees going down. WFC's Dark Ranger goes down. Oh, this doesn't look good for WFC. 120 has the bigger army here right now. Even getting a destroyer. Level 4 on 120's Dark Ranger during all this. And it looks like WFC will be losing this expansion. This does not look good for WFC. Wand of Illusion. We'll see that the gold mine's up here, but no acolytes. With 400 gold left on that one, he's switching off the acolytes. Okay. Sending an acolyte up top, too. Looks like he's going to expand here. So, sneaky, sneaky. WFC's forced to stay in his base, really. There's not much he can do. Sold, I'm guessing, something. Yeah, WFC's out of income. His gold mine just ran out. He doesn't even have enough wood to rebuild because he lost 2 of his ghouls.
Forces are under attack.
1 ghoul is not enough wood income. It's like 20 wood per minute. It's not that great. I mean, unless he had ghoul frenzy, then it'd be faster, but it's still not that great. Oh, WFC's now getting destroyer for him, so he never did get it. I don't know if he'll have enough wood to even morph it. I forget how much wood. I think it's 40. 100 gold and 40 wood, I believe. 120 definitely has the upper hand here. It's currently 70 supply for 120 versus 50 for WFC. And we are down the 1 creep camp, and that's towards WFC's base. And 120's getting a second expansion behind this, so I think he's going to try to seal the deal here. WFC can't afford to leave his base, really. Shade, once again, sees all of this. 120 definitely has gotten better scouting information than WFC this game.
A player's forces are under attack.
Well, WFC's going to move out. I think he's going to try for one final push here. He's going to get a destroyer out with it, pulling the acolytes even. So this ought to be good. Have you ever tried to roleplay with Undead Bear? Be like, red is for the undead scourge, and purple's like the Forsaken or something. It's fun to do when you're bored. You just go and do an FFA and just pretend the roleplay and obs it. Alright, WFC's going to try to attack one of 120's expansions, and then this could be the final fight of the game here. 120 definitely has the bigger army. Nova taking out some acolytes. We got the engagement. One of 120's Abomination quickly goes down, and vulnerability pod being used by WFC's Death Knight. Another death pack being used on the Abomination. .120's holding his own so far here. 120's gonna back up here a little bit. Oh, Nova going down on one of his fiends as the anti-magic shells are starting to wear off. Silence being used by 120. Somehow it still works. I'm guessing it's only damaging spells. I don't use Banshees often, so I couldn't tell you. Another fiend goes down by both players. The only problem is WFZ can't rebuild what he loses. 120 can. Oh, level 5 on WFC's Death Knight, but I think it's too little too late. Ooh, WFC's army's just whittling away here. And GG's gonna be called. 120 ties the series up 1-1. If you like this YouTube video, subscribe to my channel. If you want to watch me play Warcraft 3, follow me at Twitch at Thendis32, and I will be seeing you all later.